The rain pounded against the windows of Chicago Union Station as Alex Morgan checked his watch for the third time in 5 minutes. 4:47 p.m. His daughter Maya's dance recital started at 6 o'clock, and the train delays were eating into the already tight schedule. Alex was 36 years old, a single father who'd been raising Maya alone since his wife died in a car accident 4 years ago. He worked as a package delivery driver, long hours, heavy lifting, barely enough to cover rent in their small South Side apartment. But he never missed Maya's important moments. Never. "Daddy, look." 8-year-old Maya tugged on his sleeve, pointing at the departure board. "Our train is delayed another 30 minutes. Alex felt his chest tighten. The recital was Maya's first solo performance. She'd practiced for 3 months. Missing it wasn't an option. "It's okay, sweetheart. We'll make it. I promise." But as Alex scanned the crowded station, hundreds of stranded travelers, frustrated families, people shouting into phones, he wasn't sure he could keep that promise. That's when he heard it. A small, terrified voice cutting through the chaos. "Mommy? Mommy, where are you?" Alex turned to see a little girl, maybe 5 years old, standing alone near the ticket counter. She had curly brown hair in 2 ponytails, a pink backpack, and tears streaming down her face. She was spinning in circles, frantically searching the crowd. "Mommy?" Her voice was getting more panicked. If you believe that one small act of kindness can change everything, hit that subscribe button right now. Because what starts as a simple good deed is about to transform this single father's entire life in ways he never imagined. And make sure to like this video. You won't believe who this little girl's mother turns out to be. Alex looked at Maya, then at the lost little girl, then at his watch. They had barely enough time to catch their train as it was. Getting involved would cost them precious minutes they didn't have. But the little girl was crying harder now, her small body shaking with fear. Alex knew what it was like to be scared and alone. He'd felt that way every day after his wife died, trying to figure out how to be both mother and father to Maya. He couldn't just walk away. "Maya, stay right here with our bags. Don't move, okay?" "Daddy, what about?" "I know, baby. This'll just take a minute." Alex approached the little girl and knelt down to her level. "Hey there, sweetheart. Are you lost?" The little girl looked up at him with wide, terrified brown eyes. She nodded, unable to speak through her tears. "It's okay. We're going to find your mommy. My name is Alex. What's your name?" "Lily," the little girl hiccuped. "That's a beautiful name. Lily, can you tell me what your mommy looks like?" "She has long black hair and she was wearing a blue coat." "She's really pretty?" Lily's bottom lip trembled. "We were getting snacks and I saw a toy store and I just wanted to look, and then when I came back she was gone." Alex's heart broke for her. "Okay, Lily. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to find a station worker and they'll help us find your mommy. Does that sound good?" Lily nodded, wiping her nose with the back of her hand. Alex stood and looked around for Maya. She was right where he'd left her, watching with concern. He gave her a reassuring nod, then took Lily's small hand in his. "Come on, let's go to the information desk." But as they approached the information desk, Alex saw the line. At least 40 people deep, everyone wanting updates on delays. The wait would be at least 30 minutes. His train left in 25 minutes. Alex looked down at Lily, who was still crying softly, then at the massive crowd flowing through the station. Her mother could be anywhere, in a bathroom, at a restaurant, frantically searching. He made a decision. Maya's recital was important, but this little girl's safety was more important. "Lily, I want you to tell me everything you remember about where you were when you last saw your mommy." Over the next 15 minutes, Alex became a detective. He learned that Lily and her mother had been near the food court. They'd been heading to catch a train to New York. Lily's mother had been on the phone, talking to important work people, Lily said. Alex carried Lily through the crowded station, Maya following close behind with their bags. They checked the food court, the toy store Lily had mentioned, the nearby bathrooms. No sign of her mother. "Excuse me," Alex stopped a station security officer. "This little girl is lost. We've been trying to find her mother for 15 minutes. The security officer, a middle-aged woman with kind eyes, knelt down. "Lily, is it? Don't worry, sweetie. We'll find your mommy. Do you know your mommy's name?" "Eleanor," Lily said. "Eleanor Whitmore." The security officer's eyes widened slightly. "Eleanor Whitmore? As in Whitmore Technologies?" "I don't know," Lily said, confused. "She works a lot and talks on the phone a lot, and sometimes she travels." Alex had no idea who Eleanor Whitmore was, but the security officer clearly did. She immediately got on her radio, speaking in urgent tones about the Whitmore child, and priority situation. Within 2 minutes, 3 more security officers arrived. Within 5 minutes, an announcement was blaring through the station speakers. Eleanor Whitmore, please come to the main information desk. Your daughter Lily is safe and waiting for you. Daddy, Maya tugged on Alex's sleeve. Our train leaves in 8 minutes. Alex looked at his daughter's face. She was trying to be brave, but he could see the disappointment in her eyes. They were going to miss the train. They were going to miss her recital. I know, baby. I'm sorry. It's okay, Maya said quietly, though tears were forming in her eyes. Lily needed help. Alex pulled Maya into a hug, his heart breaking. He'd promised her they'd make it. He'd promised. Lily. The scream cut through the station noise. A woman was running toward them, tall, elegant, with long black hair and wearing a blue designer coat. Her face was a mixture of terror and relief. Lily. Oh my God, Lily. The little girl broke free from the security officers and ran to her mother, who scooped her up and held her so tight it looked like she'd never let go. Mommy? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to see the toys and then you were gone. No, baby, I'm sorry. I should have been paying attention. I was on a stupid work call and I looked away for 1 second. The woman's voice broke. She was crying, her perfect makeup running down her face. After a long moment, Eleanor Whitmore looked up, and her eyes found Alex. Who found her? Who helped my daughter? The security officer pointed at Alex. This man, ma'am. He's been searching the station with her for the past 20 minutes. Eleanor walked over to Alex, still holding Lily tightly. Up close, Alex could see she was probably in her early 40s, stunningly beautiful, but with eyes that looked exhausted and stressed. Thank you, she said, her voice shaking. Thank you so much. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't helped her. I've been searching everywhere. I was about to lose my mind. It's okay, Alex said simply. I'm just glad she's safe. No, it's not okay. You took time to help a stranger's child. That's... Eleanor seemed overwhelmed, unable to find words. How can I repay you? You don't need to repay me. Anyone would have done the same. That's not true, Eleanor said, shaking her head. I've been standing in this station for 20 minutes begging people to help me look for Lily. Most people just kept walking. Some took out their phones to record me having a breakdown. But you actually helped. Maya tugged on Alex's sleeve again. Daddy? Alex looked at his watch. Their train was leaving in 3 minutes. Even if they ran, they wouldn't make it. We have to go, Alex said to Eleanor. I'm glad Lily's okay. Take care of her. He took Maya's hand and picked up their bags, starting to walk away. Wait. Eleanor called after him. At least tell me your name. Alex Morgan, he called back without stopping. And this is my daughter Maya. Where are you going? To miss my daughter's dance recital. And with that, Alex and Maya disappeared into the crowd, running toward a train they both knew they'd already missed. They didn't make the train. By the time they reached the platform, it was pulling away. Alex stood there, breathing hard, watching their chance disappear. Maya's recital started in 45 minutes. The next train wouldn't get them there until 7:30 p.m. It would all be over. I'm sorry, Maya Bear, Alex said, using his nickname for her. He knelt down to her level. I'm so sorry. Maya's eyes were full of tears, but she was trying to be strong. It's okay, Daddy. Lily needed help. You did the right thing. You've been practicing for 3 months. This was your big solo. I know. Maya's voice cracked. But what if that was me, Daddy? What if I got lost and nobody helped me? You would want someone to help me, right? Alex pulled his daughter into a tight hug, and they both cried right there on the train platform. He cried for the disappointment he'd caused her. She cried for the performance she'd miss. But underneath it all, they both knew they'd made the right choice. Sometimes doing the right thing costs you something. After a moment, Alex pulled back and wiped Maya's tears. You know what? We're going to go home and you're going to perform your entire dance routine just for me in our living room. And I'm going to be the loudest, most obnoxious audience you've ever had. Deal? Maya managed a small smile. Deal. They took the next train home, a slow one that made every stop. Maya fell asleep on Alex's shoulder, exhausted from the emotional day. Alex stared out the window at the passing city, thinking about Lily's terrified face, about Eleanor Whitmore's gratitude, about the choice he'd made. He didn't regret it, but it still hurt. Before we continue with what happens next, I need you to understand something. This single father just sacrificed something precious for a stranger. And what's about to happen will prove that kindness never goes unrewarded. Hit that like button right now if you believe in karma. And drop a comment telling me, would you have helped even if it meant missing something important? Because Alex's life is about to change in the most unexpected way. 3 days later, Alex was back at work, delivering packages in the pouring rain. His delivery route took him through downtown Chicago, the fancy neighborhoods with doormen and marble lobbies, places where 1 month's rent probably cost more than he made in a year. He pulled up to an address in the Gold Coast neighborhood, 1847 North Lake Shore Drive. The building was stunning, modern, all glass and steel, with a private entrance and security that looked more intense than the airport. Alex grabbed the package, some kind of electronic shipment, and approached the desk. Delivery for. He checked the label, Eleanor Whitmore, Penthouse Suite. The security guard, a stern-looking man in his 50s, barely looked up. Leave it here. We'll take it up. I need a signature. Company policy. The guard sighed heavily, like Alex was ruining his entire day. Fine. Wait here. Alex stood in the elegant lobby, very aware of how out of place he looked. His delivery uniform was still damp from the rain. His shoes squeaked on the marble floor. He could see his reflection in the polished walls, a tired-looking black man in his 30s, just trying to make it through another shift. The elevator dinged and a woman stepped out. Alex's breath caught. It was Eleanor Whitmore. She looked different from the panicked mother in the train station. Her long black hair was pulled back in a sleek ponytail. She wore an expensive-looking pantsuit and heels that probably cost more than Alex's car. She was on her phone, typing frantically, not paying attention to where she was going. Ms. Whitmore, this delivery man needs the guard started. Eleanor looked up and her eyes met Alex's. For a moment, neither of them moved. Alex. Her voice was barely a whisper. Alex Morgan? Ms. Whitmore. Alex held up the electronic signature device. I just need you to sign for this package. Eleanor stared at him, then at his uniform, then at the package. You're a delivery driver? Yes, ma'am. You work for Fast Track Deliveries? Yes, ma'am. 6 years now. Eleanor seemed to be processing this information. The man who saved my daughter works as a delivery driver? Alex felt a flash of defensiveness. It's honest work. I support my daughter. I do my best. No. Eleanor stepped forward quickly. That came out wrong. I didn't mean, she took a breath, composing herself. I've been trying to find you for 3 days. I hired a private investigator. I had my assistant call every Alex Morgan in the Chicago area. I put out inquiries at the train station. And here you are, delivering a package to my home. Small world, Alex said simply. If you could just sign here. Wait, please. Eleanor grabbed his arm gently. I owe you more than a signature. You sacrificed something important to help Lily. Your daughter's recital. Did you make it? Alex shook his head. We missed the train. Missed the whole thing. Eleanor's face fell. I'm so sorry. That's my fault. If I'd been paying attention to Lily. It's not your fault, Alex cut her off. I made a choice. I'd make the same choice again. That's exactly why I need to talk to you. Eleanor's eyes were intense now. Mr. Morgan, Alex, can you spare a few minutes? Please. I want to properly thank you. And I have a proposition that might interest you. Alex glanced at his watch. He had 14 more deliveries to make before his shift ended. He was already running behind schedule because of the rain. His supervisor had already written him up twice this month for being late. But there was something in Eleanor's eyes. Not pity, not condescension, but genuine respect and interest. Something he wasn't used to seeing from wealthy people. I have 5 minutes, Alex said. But that's it. I'm on the clock. Eleanor's face lit up with relief. That's all I need. Come up to my apartment. Please. Eleanor's penthouse was something out of a magazine. Floor-to-ceiling windows offered a panoramic view of Lake Michigan. The furniture looked like art. Everything was white, cream, or soft gold. Alex felt like he was going to break something just by breathing. Please sit. Eleanor gestured to a couch that probably cost more than Alex's annual salary. Alex remained standing. Ms. Whitmore, I really don't have much time. Call me Eleanor. And I'll be quick. She took a breath. After you helped Lily, I did some digging. I found out you work 60-hour weeks for Fast Track Deliveries. I found out you're raising your daughter alone. I found out you've been doing this for years, barely making ends meet, but you're known as one of the most reliable drivers in the company. Alex shifted uncomfortably. You investigated me? I wanted to understand who helps a stranger's child at personal cost. That's rare, Alex. Especially these days. Eleanor walked to her desk and picked up a folder. I run Whitmore Technologies. We develop logistics software, systems that help companies track shipments, optimize routes, manage drivers. We work with companies like Fast Track. Okay, Alex said, not sure where this was going. I'm looking for someone to head up a new division. Someone who understands the delivery industry from the ground level. Someone who knows what drivers actually need because they've lived it. Someone with integrity who does the right thing even when it costs them something. Alex's heart started beating faster. What are you saying? I'm offering you a job. Director of Driver Relations. Salary, $120,000 a year plus benefits. Your job would be to help us design better systems. Ones that actually support drivers instead of just tracking them. To give real people a voice in how these technologies are developed. Alex felt like the floor had dropped out from under him. $120,000? Plus health insurance, dental, vision. 4 weeks paid vacation. Flexible hours so you can be there for your daughter. And a signing bonus of $25,000 to help you get on your feet. Alex sat down heavily on the expensive couch. He couldn't help it. His legs wouldn't hold him anymore. I don't have a college degree, Alex said quietly. I barely finished high school. I've been a delivery driver my whole adult life. You have something better than a degree, Eleanor said, sitting across from him. You have experience, you have empathy, and you have character. I can teach someone about business. I can't teach them to be a good person. You're already that. Alex's mind was racing. $120,000 a year. He currently made $38,000. This would mean Maya could have new clothes instead of thrift store finds. They could move out of their tiny apartment with the mold in the bathroom. He could afford her asthma medication without choosing between that and groceries. Why me? Alex asked. There have to be hundreds of people more qualified. Because 3 days ago you had a choice, Eleanor said simply. Your daughter's big moment or a stranger's child's safety. Most people would have kept walking. Some might have called security and kept going. But you stayed. You searched. You sacrificed something that mattered to you for someone you'd never met. She leaned forward, her eyes intense. My company is worth $800 million, Alex. I've got business degrees from Stanford. I've made more money than I'll ever spend. But 3 days ago when I lost Lily in that station, all my money and education and success meant nothing. I was just a terrified mother who couldn't find her baby. Eleanor's voice cracked slightly. And then you, a stranger with every reason to mind your own business, you helped. Not for money. Not for recognition. Just because it was right. That's the kind of person I want in my company. That's the kind of person I want my daughter to grow up seeing as an example. Alex didn't know what to say. For 4 years since his wife died, he'd been in survival mode. Work, bills, Maya, sleep, repeat. He'd stopped dreaming about anything beyond just getting through each day. Now this woman was offering him a way out. A real future. I need to think about it, Alex said finally. Of course. Take all the time you need. Eleanor handed him the folder. My contact information is in there. The formal offer letter. Everything. Alex stood, clutching the folder like it might disappear. Thank you. For this. For seeing me. Eleanor smiled. Thank you for seeing Lily when she needed someone. That means more than any job offer ever could. That night, Alex sat at the tiny kitchen table in his apartment, the folder open in front of him. Maya was asleep in the bedroom they shared. Alex took the couch every night so she could have the bed. The offer letter was real. Director of Driver Relations. $120,000 per year. Benefits that would actually cover Maya's health care. A chance to do meaningful work instead of just surviving. Alex thought about his wife, Carmen. She'd been a dreamer, always talking about how they'd build something better for their future daughter. She died when Maya was 4, hit by a drunk driver on her way home from her nursing shift. I'm doing my best, Carmen, Alex whispered to her photo on the wall. But I don't know if it's enough. Maya deserves more than this. She deserves a life where she's not wearing hand-me-downs and eating ramen 3 nights a week. His phone buzzed. A text from his supervisor at Fast Track. You were 45 minutes late finishing your route today. Final warning. Next time you're fired. Alex stared at the text, then at the offer letter. The universe was making the choice pretty clear. But something held him back. This felt too good to be true. People like Eleanor Whitmore didn't just hand 6-figure jobs to delivery drivers. There had to be a catch. The next morning, Alex dropped Maya off at school and headed to the library. He spent 2 hours researching Eleanor Whitmore and Whitmore Technologies. What he found was impressive. Eleanor had built the company from scratch after working her way through Stanford on scholarships. She'd started in a garage, literally, 12 years ago. Now Whitmore Technologies was one of the most respected logistics software companies in the country. More importantly, the company had a reputation for treating employees well. Good pay, good benefits, low turnover. Several articles mentioned Eleanor's people-first philosophy. But Alex also found something else. 3 years ago, Eleanor's husband had died in a plane crash. She'd been raising Lily alone ever since, running a major company as a single mother, navigating the same challenges Alex faced every day. She understood. Not theoretically, actually understood what it was like. That evening, Alex called the number on Eleanor's card. She answered on the first ring. "Alex, how did you know it was me? I've been hoping you'd call. Have you made a decision?" Alex took a deep breath. "I want to accept. But I need to know this is real. I need to know I'm not being set up." "What do you mean?" "I mean, in my experience, when something seems too good to be true, it usually is. Rich people don't just give opportunities to people like me. There's always a catch." Eleanor was quiet for a moment. "You're right to be cautious. And you're right that this world isn't always fair to people like you. But Alex, I'm not offering you charity. I'm offering you a job because I believe you'll be good at it. Because your perspective is valuable. Because I need someone who will tell me the truth about how our systems affect real people." "What if I fail?" Alex asked quietly. "What if I'm not smart enough or polished enough? Then we'll figure it out together. I'm not expecting you to be perfect. I'm expecting you to be yourself. The man who sacrificed something important to help a child he didn't know. That's the person I want on my team." Alex looked around his tiny apartment, the peeling paint, the flickering overhead light, the second-hand furniture. Then he looked at Maya's backpack hanging on the door, at the photos of Carmen on the wall, at the life they'd been barely surviving in. "Okay," Alex said. "Yes, I accept." "Really?" Eleanor's voice was full of genuine excitement. "Oh, Alex, that's wonderful. When can you start?" "I need to give Fast Track 2 weeks' notice." "Already handled," Eleanor interrupted. "I spoke with their CEO. They've agreed to let you leave immediately with 2 weeks severance. You start Monday. Is that too soon?" Alex laughed, actually laughed for the first time in months. "Monday is perfect. If this story is touching your heart, if you believe that kindness creates miracles, then you need to do something right now. Subscribe to this channel so you never miss stories that restore your faith in humanity. Like this video to help it reach more people who need to hear this message. And share it with someone who needs to know that their good deeds matter. Drop a comment. What's one time you helped a stranger? Let's celebrate everyday kindness. Alex's first day at Whitmore Technologies was overwhelming. The office was stunning, modern, bright, with a full cafeteria, gym, and even a daycare center. Eleanor gave him the tour personally, introducing him to the staff as the man who's going to help us build better systems. "This is your office," Eleanor said, opening a door to reveal a space bigger than Alex's entire apartment. Floor-to-ceiling windows. A massive desk. New computer equipment. "This is too much," Alex said. "This is standard for directors." "You earned it." Eleanor smiled. "Your first project starts today. I want you to interview delivery drivers, not just from Fast Track but from multiple companies. Find out what makes their jobs harder. What our software could do better. Then come back and tell me how to fix it." Over the next 3 months, Alex threw himself into the work. He interviewed hundreds of drivers, mechanics, warehouse workers. He heard stories about impossible delivery quotas, bathroom breaks that counted against their time, routes that made no sense. And he brought it all back to Eleanor. "The systems are designed for efficiency," Alex explained in one meeting. "But they don't account for humanity. Drivers can't take lunch breaks. They can't stop when they're sick. The algorithms treat them like robots." "So how do we fix it?" Eleanor asked. "We build flexibility into the software. We add time for breaks. We create emergency protocols for when drivers face unexpected situations. We remember they're human beings, not just data points." Eleanor listened to every word, took every suggestion seriously. Together, they redesigned Whitmore Technologies' flagship product. They created software that supported drivers instead of just monitoring them. But Alex's favorite part of the job was something Eleanor had mentioned almost casually: "Bring Maya to work whenever you need to. We have a daycare. And my office is always open to both of you." So Maya started coming to the office after school. She'd do her homework in Alex's office, then go visit Eleanor. The two of them had formed an unlikely friendship, the 8-year-old girl and the billionaire CEO, bonding over art projects and stories. And Lily would often be there too. The two girls became inseparable. One evening, 4 months after Alex started, Eleanor knocked on his office door. "Hey, do you have a minute?" "Always," Alex said, looking up from his computer. Eleanor sat down and Alex noticed she looked nervous. "I wanted to run something by you. It's personal." "Okay." "Lily's birthday is next month. She wants to have a party. And she's insisted that Maya has to be there. She says Maya is her best friend." Eleanor smiled. "But I thought, and tell me if this is inappropriate, maybe we could make it a joint celebration? Maya's birthday is just 2 weeks after Lily's, right?" Alex was touched. "Eleanor, you don't have to." "I want to," Eleanor interrupted. "Our girls are friends. And honestly, Alex, over these past few months I feel like we've become friends too. You've changed my company. You've reminded me why I started it in the first place. And beyond work, it's nice to talk to someone who understands what it's like to raise a child alone." Alex felt something shift in his chest. He'd been so focused on being professional, on not overstepping, that he hadn't let himself acknowledge what had been growing between them. It wasn't romantic, not yet. But it was connection. Understanding. Two single parents navigating the same struggles, finding comfort in not being alone. "A joint party sounds perfect," Alex said softly. The party was at Eleanor's penthouse, but it didn't feel ostentatious. It felt warm. Genuine. The girls ran around laughing while Alex and Eleanor sat on the balcony, watching the sun set over Lake Michigan. "Can I tell you something?" Eleanor said. "The day I lost Lily in the train station, I was on a call closing a $50 million deal. I was so focused on work, on success, on building my empire, that I stopped paying attention to what actually mattered. And I almost lost her because of it." She turned to look at Alex. "You reminded me what's important. Not money or deals or buildings. People. Connection. Being present for the ones you love." Eleanor's eyes were shining with tears. "You saved my daughter. But you also saved me." Alex reached over and took her hand. "You saved me too. For months ago I was drowning. Working myself to death just to keep Maya fed and clothed. You gave me more than a job, you gave me a future." They sat there, hands clasped, watching their daughters play together inside. Two single parents who'd found each other in the chaos of a train station. Two people learning that sometimes, the best things in life come from the simplest choice. To help when help is needed. 6 months after that first meeting in the train station, Whitmore Technologies launched their new driver support software. It was a massive success, adopted by companies across the country. Drivers reported better working conditions. Companies saw improved efficiency. Everyone won. And Alex Morgan, the delivery driver who'd once counted pennies for coffee, was named Director of Operations. His salary increased to $180,000. But more importantly, he'd found his purpose. One evening, as Alex picked Maya up from the office daycare, Eleanor stopped him. "I have something for you." She handed him an envelope. Inside was a check for $100,000. "What is this?" Alex asked, confused. "Your signing bonus included stock options. The company's value has increased 40% since our new software launched. Your contribution, your ideas, your perspective, your humanity, that's worth something. So this is your share." Alex stared at the check, unable to process what he was seeing. "Eleanor, I can't." "You can and you will. You earned it." Eleanor smiled. "Besides, I seem to remember a little girl's dance recital that someone missed because he was helping my daughter. Consider this back payment for that sacrifice." That weekend, Alex took Maya shopping. Real shopping, not at thrift stores. He bought her the dance outfit she'd always wanted. He signed her up for advanced classes. And he put a down payment on a real house, a small one in a safe neighborhood with good schools. But the best part wasn't the money or the house or the success. The best part was that Friday evenings had become a tradition. Alex, Maya, Eleanor, and Lily would have dinner together. Sometimes at Eleanor's penthouse, sometimes at Alex's new house, sometimes at a restaurant. They'd become a family. Not traditional, not planned, but real and warm and full of love. One night, after the girls had fallen asleep watching a movie, Alex and Eleanor sat on the couch, each with a glass of wine. "Did you ever imagine this?" Eleanor asked. 6 months ago, did you ever think your life would look like this?" Alex thought about that rainy day in the train station. About the choice he'd made to help a crying little girl. About missing Maya's recital. About how one moment of compassion had changed everything. "No," Alex said honestly. "I thought I'd be delivering packages forever. I thought Maya and I would be barely scraping by for the rest of our lives. I thought we were invisible." "You were never invisible," Eleanor said softly. "You were always extraordinary. You just needed someone to see it." Alex looked at this remarkable woman, brilliant, successful, kind, who'd seen past his uniform and his circumstances to the person underneath. "Thank you," he said, "for seeing me, for believing in me, for giving us a chance. Thank you for being the kind of man who stops to help a lost child even when it cost him something." Eleanor's eyes were full of emotion. "You taught my daughter that not all heroes wear capes. Some wear delivery uniforms and have the biggest hearts in the world." They sat there in comfortable silence, two people who'd found each other against all odds, raising their daughters together, building something beautiful from a moment of simple kindness. Because that's what it all came down to. One man choosing to help, one moment of compassion, one decision to do the right thing even when it was hard. Alex Morgan had helped a lost girl find her mother. And in doing so, he'd found his own way home. The end. You've just witnessed something beautiful. A single father made a choice to help a stranger's child, and that choice changed his entire life. But this story isn't just about Alex, it's about all of us. Every day we face moments where we can choose to help or walk away. Most times there's no reward, no billionaire job offer, no fairy tale ending. But we do it anyway because it's right. Alex didn't help Lily hoping for something in return. He helped her because a child was scared and he couldn't walk away. The reward came later, unexpectedly, because kindness creates ripples we can't predict. Here's what I want you to do right now. Subscribe to this channel if you believe in the power of kindness, in second chances, in people who do the right thing even when it costs them something. Like this video if it moved you, if it reminded you that good people still exist, if it made you want to be a little more like Alex. Share this story with someone who needs hope, someone who's struggling, someone who needs to be reminded that their good deeds matter, even when no one's watching. And comment below. Tell me about a time you helped a stranger. Or tell me about a time a stranger helped you. Let's fill this comment section with stories of human kindness. Let's remind each other that the world is better than the news makes it seem. Thank you for spending 25 minutes with Alex, Maya, Eleanor, and Lily. Thank you for believing that these stories matter. Remember, the next time you see someone who needs help, be like Alex. Stop. Help. Be present. You never know how one moment of kindness might change your life, or theirs. Until next time, stay kind, stay generous, and never underestimate the power of helping someone when they need it most. Because sometimes, the person you help today becomes the person who changes your life tomorrow.